Hi, everybody. My name is Eric. I am a targeted individual, victim of organized gang stalking, and a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ. Today, I want to continue talking about my health, my body, how I have stayed alive. Now, everybody knows artificial sweeteners, food dyes, fluoride, chemicals, nanoparticles, all sorts of things go in our mouth, into our body. Many of these ingredients are not digestible. Many of these ingredients wreak havoc on our biologies. Now, my apologies, but we want to talk about flushing the body. That is the method by which we start to get our health back. Enemas. And I mentioned briefly in another video, there's different kinds of enemas. Coffee enemas are the favorite. Most people love coffee enemas. And that in itself is its own topic of discussion. But I just want to say today, we must look at what comes out of our bodies. We must inspect it. You know, holistic doctors, naturopathics, they will tell you almost everybody has got parasites and strange things in our gut. When you start taking and doing enemas, you will see strange things come out. Now, I learned this because my wife, I love her dearly. She's with heaven. She's in Jesus now. But before she passed, we were having really great results flushing her body. And, one day she just said, Eric, I want to go to heaven. And then it was a week later she was gone. But that came as a surprise, but that's another topic too. Anyway, what came out of her body were all sorts of interesting things. And one of the things that happened was that there would be balloon, like biofilms, plastic looking, long, cylindrical, like, I don't know how to describe it. There would be all sorts of things. And there would be a fluorescent goo. She took years of pharmaceuticals, all sorts of infusions and steroids, and she had radiation. And this stuff hurt her. So that's where we started flushing. Because once we started flushing, the pain would go away. She would be so happy. We would go to the beach. We were having a great time. And, I thought we had this cancer beat. But the long and short of it is, looking at what came out of her body, some of this stuff would bubble. It would emit gases. It was very strange, and it had strange colors. Well, I didn't really know what it was. I went looking on the internet. It was fluorescent, some of it. And I found one lady who had similar cramping, similar, similar bowel movements, if you want to call them. And, she was traumatized. She was scared. She was writing on a holistic doctor's page. She was making a comment. And that was the only person I found who was ever talking about this type of material coming out of her body. By the way, let me have a side jaunt here. That is where I learned cholera, spirulina, charcoal. You see, these three, well, how do I say? We also loved wheat, my wife and I, and wheat is not the same wheat it used to be. Wheat now has a long molecular chain. It's not digestible. The old wheat, the old spelts and everything from the old days, they're short amino acid chains, protein chains. They can be broken down no problem and digested. Their nutrition is available, the calories, boom, right there. But not the new wheat. They're growing wheat up in Canada that is just not digestible. And what it does is it tears the lining of the intestines. The intestines are just one cell thick, and on the backside of the intestines are blood vessels that take up the nutrients, and in this case, the gases, bad gases, causing bad headaches. And between charcoal and spirulina and a little bit cholera, those gases are collected, bound, and removed. But that's a side talk. What I wanted to get at was to say the gut biome has friendly bacteria and unfriendly bacteria. Everybody knows about probiotics. Everybody knows that fermented foods are good for us. We were talking yesterday about the apple cider vinegar, that you want these living agents, these active living entities to digest. It's these entities, these friendly bacteria that produce serotonin and dopamine, all these neurochemicals. They go into the bloodstream, up to the brain. We feel good. We're motivated. We're not depressed. We're not panic ridden. We're not anxious. The gut biome is very important. Not many people talk about friendly gut biome and how important it is. We're talking 5, 6, 7, as much as 10 pounds of foreign life forms in our intestines. The colon, the small intestines, all along the way there's different bacteria appropriate. So once that biome gets disrupted, we get sick. And we get sick psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, physically. But nobody talks about it. The doctor will say, here, take these antibiotics. Well, if you have a toothache like me, the tooth will, the inflammation and the infection, that'll stop and you'll feel better. I'll feel better. But it'll also affect my gut biome. And they don't worry about the gut biome. It's not anything important, but it is. Let's move on. So, when I started to study my gang stalking, I looked at the occult and I studied everything I could. The Satanists are behind my gang stalking here on the Big Island. And so, they're very organized. There's a whole lot of them. They're pervasive in this little community. So I went studying. I came across an interview. Famous occultists. I don't remember who they were. One guy was asking the other guy, blah, blah, blah. The topic was how the one fellow had to keep reprogramming the royal family and how they needed to be updated with the new program, continually updating, continually programming the monarchy in England. Fascinating subject in itself. But at the very end, the interviewer asked this fellow, he says, what do you see as the future of occultism on the earth? And the other fellow says, blah, 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 we've got it under control, but it might take a little longer than we thought. And if it doesn't take, if we don't get to where we're going, we always have the red goo. That will get the job done. Red goo? Let me tell you, what came out of my wife's stomach was red goo. What this lady on the internet was talking about was red goo, fluorescent, strange stuff coming out of her body. My wife and this lady. But let's move ahead. There were a group of scientists. I don't remember the name of their discipline, their specialty. They specialize in the gut biome, the bacteria life that lives inside our bodies. They're experts at it. They had a conference. And in this conference, halfway through it, somebody presented a paper about discovering anaerobic life forms living inside the gut of human beings. Autopsies, all sorts of data points. Well, it was so fascinating. It was such an amazing discovery. All the doctors shut down the convention, put all their tables in a big circle, had a huge round table, and discussed everything they knew in their experience about what they had found about strange anaerobic non-oxygen life forms that they had come across, and they didn't know what to say. They didn't have any context by which to understand it. It was just an anomaly. Everybody knew about it, but nobody had ever been able to put it down on paper. And that was it. They hijacked the convention. Well, it was very technical. It was beyond my scope of my studies, what I understood, but it got the job done. It told me that there were things inside people's body that were killing them. Strange things were growing. Now, I have to take this medicine here. It's a specialty drug for a cancer that's in my bones. This cancer's come and gone so many times. I dare not take it because having cancer sucks. But I don't know what's in it. I'm having a feeling it's full of aluminum and everything. But nonetheless, I had to rebuild my gut. I had to flush all the bad stuff out, and I had to replenish the bacteria in a positive, healthy manner. I did it through the right vegetables. I did it through the right fruits, organic foods. I tried to stay close to fermented foods. I did so many things. And I will talk about other things too, like the skin, but I'll leave that for another day. The idea is to stay away from all toxins, to grow a healthy bacteria. The fact of the matter is, everybody is targeted. I have said this since my first video. Everybody is being targeted. In this case, it's from the foods we eat and what we put in our mouths. It is aimed to kill us and to destroy us, and it is. We are in a war. Every day is a battle. Everything we eat can or cannot be a weapon they have chosen to destroy us. Okay, enough. I will see you tomorrow, Lord willing. If you have any questions, please just type them out. I will do my best to answer them. Until then, God bless, stay smart, stay strong, and we will get through this together. Bye-bye.